I'm all for the Caleb Love experience. The one thing that I don't like about the Caleb Love experience is the missing of the dunks. That bothers me a great deal. But this is also one of the better scorers that we've seen at the U of A. Maybe not one of the most efficient, but he's one of the more naturally gifted scorers that we've seen at Arizona. And he's, like I said, he's a guy that wants the ball down the stretch. We need to properly appreciate him, William.
Absolutely. And again, I can take the experience for what it is. And you look at it, he's a volume shooter, volume scorer, but his efficiency is not awful. It's not great. But today he was 50% behind the arc?
5 for 10,
5 of 10. Now, I know at one point he was 4 of 5. So he cooled off. What do you have? 20 points at the half. When he is going, he's going. Now you're going to have to put up with the heat checks. One of them was great. He had the 22-footer with the guy, not necessarily hand in the face, but his face was in his chest, and he drained it. Then he had one a little later, clanked it. But I can live with that if I'm going to get 28 points. If I'm going to get, what do you have, 7 rebounds today, I think it was?
And he had some, and he's not a bad passer. I know that people wished he would pass more, but he's not a bad passer, though, either, William.
He had 5 assists. No, he had 3 turnovers, but overall, I will take all those numbers. You know, I know there's Bird scores and some of these other metrics. I'm going to guess his metrics were pretty good today.
Right. Ben, you're one of the, you speak for the younger generation. Caleb Love, are you guys all in on the Caleb Love experience?
I don't think you got a choice at this point because God knows where Arizona would be without Caleb Love. Right. 9 for 19 tonight, 5 for 10. I mean, look, to Brad's point, is he the most efficient? No, but I think he's arguably, and I have to look it up, but part of me wants to think that he's playing the most efficient basketball he's played in his entire career.
And it's not even close.
And it's not even close, right?
We had Doug Gottlieb on the show, and Gottlieb was talking about how he thought that he would be a lot better under Tommy Lloyd because Hubert Davis just runs high pick and rolls for college players that are not necessarily capable of doing that with everybody looking at him. Caleb Love, and again, Caleb Love's got to be he's got to be the conference player of the year. I can't even think of anybody that's close. Am I unless I'm missing something?
No, he's definitely the conference player of the year. And I think what's good about him, right, and the fact that he came here, shows you 2 things, right? I think he wants to get better for the pro level, and I think he came to reality with the fact that, hey, my MO is that I'm not an efficient player. I'm kind of a ball hog, and I need to change that. So that's 1. And 2, you come to play with a team like this, obviously that's competing for a national title. You mean business. And well, I think the passing critique is there. I totally hear that, but I think he's a fine passer. I just think that when the ball is in his hands, it's meant to be shot, right? And you're going to cringe, you're going to be excited, it's going to be high, it's going to be low, because that shot either is going to go in or it's not. And this team needs that clutch factor. It needs somebody who's willing to have the ball in their hands, because we've seen, over the last few years,
nobody wanted the ball.
That's where I'm going with that, right? In the Princeton game in that second half, nobody on this Arizona team wanted to be aggressive. Nobody wanted to score. Caleb Love is not going to lose to Princeton, a team like that. I'll tell you that much right now. And while Arizona has its challenges, and it's certainly not a perfect team, when you have a guy on that team who has been there at the highest level, he knows what it takes. He has that instinct. You're going to be in a better spot than not.
William, I see you salivating.
No, I had to mute because my daughter's mad that I bought ice cream and ate it and didn't share with her. So,
I don't.
Because I'm the Caleb Love of ice cream.
I was going to say, I get that. But again, this team also is, listen, I mean, I get people all the time. They're like, well, the offense is a little bit more, stagnant with him out there, this and that. That to me is not on him. That's on Tommy Lloyd. That's on other players. If you're going to stand around and watch, that's on you. Because again, here's the other thing. And this was brought up on a Shears board, and I'm going to take credit for it. I don't know even who brought it up, but Pella. First of all, we're going to talk about Pella driving. I like Pella when he drives. But Pella is kind of a passive dude. Pella passes up open 3-point shots. Boswell doesn't want anything to do with the ball. Caleb's not really Jaden's not really a shooter. Obviously, KJ Lewis is a freshman. Who exactly is he stifling? That's my point that I keep coming back to, fellas.
They're one of the most efficient offenses in the nation.
Right.
That's the thing. I at the end of the day, And again, I know metrics don't always tell the story. What we see is not always what we get from the numbers. What are they, top 15 in score in offensive efficiency or offensive numbers?
And they have been all year, yeah.
And well, yes, he sometimes will take a 20-foot 3-pointer or a 22-footer. They also had amazing ball movement at times today.
Right.
And now maybe some of that is Pella being passive or Boswell not one to shoot, but the ball gets moved around. There was one, I think they had 7 perimeter passes before a guy drained an open 3. So yeah, at times he can become a black hole, but we've also seen some Arizona teams where no one wanted the ball.